view of the other clip. That's no good. Well, hold tight, people. You see my windshield here. It's kind of, is what it is. I don't even need that clip right there right now. Might as well take it down. Hope everybody's doing good. It's been kind of crazy for the people that are still working. Remind me if I hit my own horn, right? Let's see. I got to get this other mount off the glass because it's in the way of where this one is. I got a couple new mounts. I got this one. It's at an angle. It's a better one. I got to get another one like it and then line them up. Right now I got GPS up here. Got a lot going on. This is my windshield, in case you're wondering what you're looking at. And I got some chicken and some fries, and we're going to talk about what happened last night. The weather and all that. Okay, maybe I can just move this out of the way completely. I don't know, probably not. Let me sit this down for a second. I hope everybody's doing good. Like I said, it's been, man, it's like so cold outside. It's not freezing, just so you know. It stopped freezing about 40 degrees ago. Now it's just maintaining, because freezing is 32 degrees, at least on our system here in the US. Yeah, you're gonna need a conversion chart if you in the UK or something, so sorry about that. But freezing is 32 degrees. It is now showing 3 degrees. So it quit freezing a long time ago. It's not even freezing, it's just maintaining. That's where I'm at on that. So no, it's not freezing, in case you're wondering. If it was freezing, it'd be about 30 degrees warmer. Let's see if I can put this up here. All right. Hey, look, we about to have it here. Now, move this up. Hey, that's pretty good. All right, you people will, oh, and unclip this one. You see how my luck is going, people? That's how it was last night. Lucky is not the word. I'd say grace of God. Grace of God is what kept us all alive last night. Maybe I can use this new funky little mount like that. Let's try it. And this thing's sticky. Doggone. Doggone, I barely put on it. This one I like better. I'm gonna get one of these new angle. Oh man, I'll show these eventually. There's this angle foam mount, right? It's about 100 times better sticky wise. We'll get our low budget setup done here in a second. Let's see. Golly, it sticks to the windshield like that. God dog. Now that's a mount. That's a camera mount. I need about 4 more of them. Doggone. One for a spare and 2 devices and a GPS. That's what's up. Okay, so this one I'm gonna have to, you got to pull it apart. I'm learning, just like you people. We'll have you set up in a bit and we'll actually, let's unplug this and plug it through here. Will it go through there? It won't. Oh, the new mount is too small for this type of a plug unless you really just stick it. Oh man, see, you see what I got, people? We're currently experiencing technical difficulties. Your regularly scheduled program of Snowmageddon will return in just a moment. Golly. Really? It's a struggle, people. Listen, if you have struggled in your lifetime, you know what I'm talking about. One thing doesn't work, even if 100 do, and then you got an issue. Look at this, man. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm not putting it through that little, okay, I thought this was the greatest foam mount clip in the world. It's not. The greatest one would have a bigger hole, but I've got a drill gun that says that's gonna have a bigger hole, and it'd be right as rain in no time. There we go. Golly. It takes that much of a fight just to have a little something. Doggone. Okay. So it's a good foam mount. I mean, I was sitting there fighting with it, and even though it's got a cold windshield, it still wanted to kind of do its job. Don't hit like for this, for real, because I ain't even done nothing, and much as I'm fighting. You see that, people? All right. Right there's where I want this thing clipped. So digging the new foam mount because it's sticky even to a cold windshield, but if you fight with it, you'll make it come off. There we go. That's what's up. And then, okay, there we go, all dialed in and tuned up. Welcome to the show, people. This is the view, but I'm fixing to change it. Y'all ready to see the real world? So, as I said, it quit freezing 30-something degrees ago. I'm at 3 degrees with a wind chill of, man, that was freaking cold by the time you get into the truck stop. That's how cold the wind chill is. And I don't have Kiwi the weatherman, but there we go. That's what's up. You see what I'm saying? So, your current view is my current view. Okay? Now, I'm just gonna leave it like that. That's good enough. I will crank up my defrost in a bit. There's not a whole lot of powder on my, well, let me take that back. I got like 3 inches on my hood. Okay? I got 3 inches of snow on my hood, but it's not like out here. I think we got like, the drifts are so freaking high. I'll just call it 6 inches. Whatever. Anybody wants to argue it was only 4, that's fine. All right, so I'm gonna have some fries. I'm gonna let some people get into the room because I know some people are gonna be here today. And also, I want to say, you know, for the people that don't understand winter driving, first off, it all has to do with speed. If you are doing 20 miles an hour, even on straight ice, on the highway, because they treat it, you should be fine. If you get up to 35, you're pushing it. I say 30, you know what I'm saying? But once you get on the hills, some hills are impassable. Okay, not here on 80 so far, but some were and did some funky stuff. And I'll say this: if it's really bad ice, and they're saying it's straight ice out there, don't even do it at all. I know that the snow's just blowing around. Some people are doing like 50, 55 right now. It's gonna get worse as the day goes on. And dare I say, I'm gonna be bobtail. Now, I came through here last night with an empty trailer. I think I'd prefer being bobtail to having an empty trailer, because once you jackknife, that's it, right? You got all that weight pushing you forward, even though it's holding down. Yeah, for real. I came through here last night and did better empty, okay, going west on I-80 in Iowa than people did with full loads, because they were driving crazy. Crazy is 65. That's crazy, right? So, how long you been driving? I think it's been like 27 years, 26, 20, I don't know, maybe 28. I'm old and I've been doing it, you know, for a good hot minute. And I drove a truck that kept breaking down, and so I learned how it works by fixing it myself, and I taught other people about it. Plus I'm a healer and I see things, so there's that. So you're gonna see a lot of stuff on this channel if you haven't seen it before, and it's all true. Just like the 10,000, by the way, in case anybody didn't notice, the 10,000 reserves that Russia pulled out, by the way, just a little something in the side here. That is their reserves that I said he was not going to commit, but that he's going to rotate. He's letting them rest, and we're looking at January being probably the date. So this happened in 2014. I ain't said nothing about it until it was given to me. That's the intel. That's what's up. Okay? So, yeah. And nobody can get out of Russia because our embassy is even closed there since 2014. We pulled out. But back to this right here. Let's see here. Vortex. Okay, don't know what that means. All right. Back to this weather thing, though. This is what's going on right now. I-80 has got some bad spots. If you'll look at your map, the bad spots are from mile marker 20. At least I know this. There might be worse. All the way, especially at the 30 is why I say 20, all the way to the 99, if you want to call it that, or 98 or something like that, because it starts probably about that 89 that I've seen going when I was coming west yesterday, and there was 7 different wrecks. I called into the emergency 911 police department One of them, because it looked like it could have been fresh, but they said they had worked that one. So that was coming back east that nobody might have seen. And if you see something down there, a car down there, oh, did anybody even notice that? They could freeze to death. Call the police. If they're knocked out, they could freeze to death. You want to call the police on them. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Or to them or whatever. You know. So, all right. So the problem is from about the 99 or so all the way back to at least, I say, at least the 30. There was a report of a truck at the 30 that I didn't get to. I stepped off at about the 35 or so. Then I went and dropped a empty. Then I came back bobtail all the way to here. Now I'm gonna say this, I'm going back to Chicago, bobtail, come around, come back this way. That's where I'm at on this. It's doable. You gotta have a lot of common sense. When it's not doable, that's when you shut it down. But let me tell you what happened last night. So I'm empty with a trailer and I'm going west, and there was one truck in the median facing the eastbound side. Well, okay, he went a little too fast. There was cars, and even before this, earlier in the day, I saw cars wiping out when there was no reason to. A pickup truck probably had bald tires, probably the brakes didn't work that great and was all on the front, so the backs weren't adjusted up. So if you haven't had your brakes adjusted, get your back brakes adjusted up on your car before you spin out, because you hit the brakes, especially if you're a front wheel drive car, that will lock up your brakes and your drive and your control, and then you spin around and nobody wants to dance with you, but you're dancing by yourself, like the Billy Idol song there, dancing with yourself and spinning around and causing havoc and hitting everybody else, or just causing a one-car accident. So there's a lot of one-car accidents. All right. That gave me the inkling that it was going to be a day. Then, coming west, okay, there was an 18-wheeler that was going too fast and came into the rest area. And before it even got to the rest area, was spinning out. It spun around 180 degrees. So it was facing west when it started rolling west, and it turned around going back east. When it did, this was like some Dukes of Hazzard mess or some kind of a Hollywood car mess, when a car spins around into a parking spot. Only as it turns out, there was already a Swift driver in that parking spot, and he was next to a cliff. And so he was going west. He spun around facing east with his trailer and tractor, everything perfectly facing east, slapped the freaking Swift driver off and upside down into a big cliff, okay, at least 100 feet. And it's completely upside down. So this Swift driver's probably just sleeping at the rest area. This is why I don't sleep at the rest area. I try not to, is what I'm saying. I ain't gonna say I never, but side of the road, and that he was parked in the rest area in a parking spot to the right. This guy going west whips around and does this Hollywood style 180, slaps him out of the parking spot, but it stopped him in the parking spot. So he's parked legally now, and Swift's upside down. I don't know what happened. I'm hoping that the Swift driver made it and this kind of thing. I don't know. But they were working it last night. And that is about the 80-something mile marker. I want to say 82. I could be wrong. The westbound, you can look it up on Trucker Path and see where the rest area is. Now, having said that, then there was another wreck, as if that ain't big enough. There was a whole another wreck. Let's see. Let's see here. I missed that comment. Let's get in here. Stay safe out there, bro. Happy New Year. Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, I'm saying a happy holidays, like you're hauling, because that's what I'm your ever-present trucker. I'm hauling. You know what I'm saying? So happy holidays. Get back to work, people. We need food moved. We need stuff moved. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, for all the Amazon people out there, God bless you. I know they got a million stops in them little trucks. God bless the Amazon people. They're what kept the whole world going, along with the truckers. No lie. So, 100 stops. Crazy. They killing it. Amazon, y'all killing it. I'm talking about the little trucks. The big trucks, not so much. No, they're all right. So, So back to this, if it wasn't a big enough story of that 18-wheeler doing a Dukes of Hazzard kind of a spin around into a parking spot sideways and knocking the truck completely out of that parking spot, taking his spot and him over in the ditch. There was another 7. When I called in to the police, they said there was 7. I counted 8, but I'm pretty sure they were up on it. But the ones they worked were 7. I guess the other ones in the rest area, they were still working it. That was the big truck. They're probably still working it today. A lot of these trucks, they just leave. And then they'll come back and get them later, but they get the driver out, they'll put some tape on it or ribbon on it, shows they worked it or whatever. So anyway, there were those other vehicles. Now 2 of them were hauling little, well, I don't know what they were hauling. I done seen a lot, but I've never seen how destroyed these campers, or it could have been a Vino's trailer, but I'm going to go with camper. Okay, these campers, because a Vino's trailer has a frame that's welded around in a box, and it doesn't destroy it completely. These other ones are glued together, wood and stuff, and nothing against the camper industry, but that's what they do. And boy howdy, when they wreck, they go into more pieces than a Corvette. A Corvette is fiberglass, it'll go into 1,000,000 pieces. When it spins, pieces fly everywhere. Centrifugal force. So these campers, 2 of them, I could not identify. I don't think there were either one of them were even attached to the vehicle anymore, which means that was a pretty big wreck when they already, and the car was upside down in a different place, like I don't know how many feet from it. So I-80 right now is better than last night. Last night it was garbage. They waited until the wreck, until they actually really came out with the salt shakers. Now I'm not judging them because they did a phenomenal job after that, and it was needed after that. I understand they got to conserve, and I understand these things, but a lot of it was over speed. It was the people that were driving. I was watching it with my own eyes. So, what's the safest speed? The speed I'm moving right now. This is the safest speed on ice, or snow, or anything. Now, was it straight ass ice last night? In some places, yeah, but yeah, you know, if you got all-terrain, all-season tires, the rubber compound is completely different animal. Okay, and here goes the bulldozer. Props to my bulldozer dude, the little bobcat with the scraper thing. So they cleaning up the parking lot. I'm letting them work on it. They've been scraping and still ain't seen pavement. I was gonna give them some time and do this live and have some fries, and I just started talking. So I'm saying though, the first thing you need is to dress for the outside environment, not for the environment inside your truck or car. Yes, it feels like Hawaii. I understand you like flip-flops, but if you got to hurry it up and bail out, okay, because something happened, you need to get away before somebody slides into you, you might kind of want to have like a go bag, okay? I call it my frozen weather bag. Now, firefighters, they have their trousers, their jumpsuits next to their bed so they can jump in them and they don't waste time and then get somebody. Okay, and then they have their suits hanging up, their hat. They change clothes faster than anybody else. I'm not a firefighter. A firefighter, I am not. I ain't saying I couldn't be one. I'm saying I'm not trained to be one, and I don't change clothes like freaking Superman in a booth. So I keep a bag. You can keep it with a zip tie on it, or you could keep it, you know, with a zipper and, you know, whatever, so it don't fly apart, whatever. Get some kind of a lightweight, super lightweight duffel bag. Put you some what I call super pants, the ones from Burlington Coat Factory off the back wall. Are $10, or overalls, either way. Or get you some more expensive ones, but Carhartt is heavy, okay? You want the lightest weight stuff that slides over the clothes you're already wearing with some pockets on it. And it doesn't hurt to have your battery charger and some little go stuff in it, like a haversack, okay? But have that, have gloves, have a hat. I bought one of them silly, crazy looking hats. I don't care. It works, right? These ones that look like a Russian, like the babushka lady at the Kennedy assassin. Some kind of a big, furry, whatever you got to have, man, okay? Something quilted. Doesn't matter what it has on the outside. So they used to make them that you could wear with a hard hat for construction. You could wear one that's just smooth like that, or you could wear one of these ridiculous ones. It doesn't matter. It works. Okay? okay? And you got to wear gloves, and you got to have wool socks, because like they say, cotton kills. Once your socks get wet, cotton socks soak up water, okay? You can't dry them that quickly, and you will freeze your feet, and you will get either you could get hypothermia and die, or at the very least you could get your toes could get so cold that you lose circulation and then they die and you get frostbite from it. At least your toes could have to be removed. Most people who survive Everest, will tell you if they've had frostbite, they lose a toe or fingers. It's your extremities. Your heart's trying to pump blood to them. So what you want to do, other than being high on vitamins and this kind of thing, you want to have wool socks. Now, the wool today is so much smoother than a long time ago, and so if you're thinking, oh, it's itchy, it's not. This new wool is phenomenal. So I've got steel toe boots. I got my combat boots that need to be glued. Something happened with the separation. I'm gonna talk to the boot company about that, but I'm gonna get some shoe glue and fix that, because that's a $100 pair of boots. I wasn't trying to wear them out here in the snow and get water between the bottom and the, up under the shoe and then not be able to glue them. So I meant to do this the other day and I didn't. So now I'm in my steel toe boots just to go outside. And I'm wearing my shoes otherwise. But if you got a bail, have some outside boots, have your bag that's ready to go, your winter weather bag, okay? With, like I said, something for your head, something for your hands, some wool socks, a couple pair, some of those pants that slide over for thermal protection. They're for snowmobiling, so they have a gather under them. And might not hurt to have a bottle of water, you know what I'm saying, to hydrate. Don't try to eat snow, it'll just cool you off too much. So anyways, other than that, I'm gonna have some fries. And people, like I said, there was 7 more wrecks other than that, and those people did not expect to be in that snow. So they're not just calling 911 because they wrecked, they're calling because they're gonna freeze to death. You see what I'm saying? Dress for the weather that's outside, not for the weather you're currently in your car. Your car's gonna keep you warm. But even walking across this freaking parking lot, people will tell you it's too cold. It's now 3 degrees, probably colder. Because my temperature gauge on this truck doesn't quite do perfect because I'm putting the heat off the engine. You know what I mean? And the wind chill's even colder than that. You got about 15 minutes out there. And then the response time in snow could be 45 to an hour and a half, depending on how busy they are, right? So if you're not hurt, you're sitting in the car, you call them and say, no, I'm not hurt. They get somebody else, then they get to you. Yeah, you can freeze to death. Okay. Some type of a heater in your car might not be a bad idea either. The Mr. Buddy heaters, the little round ones, are crappy, but they work for a car because it's a small space. The little bitty ones. The bigger square ones are really good. So I'm saying, depends on how much you can keep. Now in the summer, don't keep propane tanks in your car. The heat might be a problem for them, but it takes so many parts per million to make them ignite. It's different. It's not like gasoline. So anyway, the roads, like I said, are no joke. This weather is no joke. And the wrecks that I've seen, like this guy flying across the parking lot with his 4-wheel drive, okay. Some people are doing that and they got a 4-wheel drive. That don't mean you can do that. So just because you see somebody else doing the same speed, they might have better tires than you. Back to that. All-terrain, all-season tires stick for some reason better to snow and ice. They're formulated differently. They're made to grip so much better. It's night and day. So don't think you can do what somebody with snow tires does if you don't have them. Get your back brakes adjusted on your car if they're not, because otherwise you got only front braking, and that's going to make you spin around if you hit the brakes too hard. And then if you're looking at 18-wheelers, we got a lot more weight usually. I was empty last night, but we got more weight on the ground anyways. We're going to get better traction than cars. Okay, stay in the right lane, throw on your flashers if you're going under 45, your 4-way emergency signal lights, and keep running them if you have to. Stay in the right lane. And people, the best thing to do is just stay off the road. So like I said, none of those people that I saw in those accidents, from the professional 18-wheeler drivers, even though they were driving too fast, to the cars that didn't really have a clue. They could have been even trying to keep up with the trucks, who knows. None of them expected to be in that wreck. None of them. You will get there faster if you drive slower. Because if you drive faster, you won't get there at all. You got to go to the hospital first. Or you got to have the car towed first. Or you got to get another vehicle first. So just slow it down and chill. You know? If you need to get off the interstate, get off the interstate, go to a truck stop. You know, they got food, they're open. Sitting here eating fries now. Anybody wants to say anything, go ahead, and God bless you people. Other than that, I will get going in a bit. This is the start of my day. How about that one? But I'm going to be good because I'm going to go slow, and I have 8-wheel drive, traction control. I got all these other little things that help me out, and I'm not going to be speeding. I got a full 14-hour day, and I'm going to do what I can do in it. But if it comes to the point where there's ice up ahead, some kind of a problem, I'll step off and I'll shut down another 10 hours. It is what it is, you know. So I hope everybody's doing all right. This is just a little update here. And, you know, keep your taillights clean, especially if you're bobtailing. Stop often. But even these trailers, they have a shelf. The snow gets back there and collects, and if you have LED lights, it does not melt them. Regular taillights will melt snow. LED taillights, like these guys are going to, doesn't get hot enough to melt snow. You got to get off and clean it. Also keep some rubbing alcohol, okay? That's a salt shaker. He's throwing out some salt. I guess they scraped as much as they're going to do. So he's dropping salt out the back. Anyway, keep you a scraper. I just picked up a new one. It's good to have plastic and a brand new one for your windshield so you're not scratching your windshield. Credit cards, you know, if you're too rough on stuff, you can scratch your windshield with an older scraper. Keep a new scraper, but credit cards will work. Or don't use your license, because I broke one in half one time, and then I had to go and replace it. No lie. A long time ago, I broke my license in half trying to scrape a windshield off. Use a credit card you don't care about. Use like a points card or something that don't matter. Maybe an older one. Or pick up a free one. You can go to Love's, you can get a free, or I would say any of these places. Get a free new card. Use that as a scraper when you don't need. But don't try to drive through your truck like you're in a tank, because they can't see. Except the new Russian T whatever tanks, because they got cameras all around them, in case you didn't know. And they see infrared and stuff, but they still got some blind spots and they're still vulnerable. But you are not a tank. You don't have cameras all around you. Keep your windows clean, people. Especially your back windows. But if you're bobtailing, keep in mind, keep your taillights clean. If you're pulling a trailer, keep in mind, keep your taillights clean. If you're in a car and a trailer, you're insane right now. No sense in that. Right? So all you van lifers that's got trailers or people camping, go camp. You know what I mean? Camp somewhere. There's some trucks out there right now that was hauling little trailers that's camping on the road. Their stuff is everywhere. So all the stuff they fixed up their campers with went everywhere. And their camper's destroyed. You can't even see it's a camper. You cannot tell. Except that you're like, oh, that's a jumble of some wood maybe, or some, what is that? You don't even know. Not to mention that they have those toilets in there. I don't know what happens to that mess when it goes everywhere. You don't. I would say definitely keep your gray water tank and your black water tank empty in case you do have a wreck. That would be bad. So I don't know, people. If anybody's got anything to say, go ahead and say it. I'm gonna sit here and have some fries or potato wedges, and I got a funky pizza that I put chicken on. I need some food. Then I need to roll, but I'm doing good. Things are good. It's been a hard go, but everything's gonna be all right. And I'm gonna drive where I have to drive, kind of how I feel like it. When you get to the point where you've worked hard, you did a full week, you got a little extra, and it's this kind of mess, it's your choice. You can shut down or you can roll. I ain't gonna do nothing stupid because the highways are clear, except the blowing snow, and except the fact that it could be ice in some spots and some bridges. But yeah, it quit freezing a long time ago, man. It's like right now. Oh, it got warmer. That's the heat from the truck, I'm sure. It's showing now. It's showing 5 degrees. It's not 5 degrees. It did not get warmer. It's probably around 2. So that's Fahrenheit, people. So it freezes at 32. Subtract from 32 to 5. Yeah, it has not even got above freezing since yesterday, day before yesterday. For 2 days, it's been solid. When you're hitting 34 degrees, you got to start watching if bridges are frozen. When you're at like 29, you know it's frozen. When you're at 4 degrees or 3 degrees, forget about it. When I start driving down the road, this temperature gauge probably go to 1. Last night, it got to 1. That was pretty accurate. So, I-80, you can take out your map book. This is going to happen every single year. I-80 from mile marker 99 or whatever, all the way to about the 20. Plan on driving super slow and look for the wrecks. You know, just because you got a FedEx double or whatever double and you're on a regular route and you get there at a certain time and you get home at a certain time and you don't have a sleeper. Hey, look, I've seen them every year wiped out. Don't go as fast as you normally went, and then you can use the adverse driving condition on the computer, ask for a couple more hours, and just chill, and you'll make it. You know, and in high winds, you know, yeah, there's these high winds out here too. That's part of the problem. So ask your angel to hold the 4 winds, but there's some issues, and hey, I got lifted. Look, I can testify that wind will pick you up and it will throw you if it wants to. So there's that. Oh man, and I can do another report tomorrow to let you know better what's going on tomorrow, because I'm gonna turn around and come right back. Gotta grab another one. That's where it's at right now. So I call it nice weather. You know, it don't want to come on yet, but it will. See if we can get this better. That's all right. Now I put alcohol, rubbing alcohol, in my box. Oh, and I appreciate the like. I like it too. It's good. It's gonna be an all right day. It's good because I got an engine to run, and even if it don't, I got an APU to back it up. Like in the military, they say 2 is 1 and 1 is none. I got an APU and power inverter. Finally got the truck I want. I'm good, you know. So even if my engine blew up, I can hit the APU and I'll be warm. Think about that if you're in a car. Only heat you got is your engine. You hit anything, it's gonna knock a hole in your radiator. Not only does it overheat your engine, but that's where your heat comes from, is that antifreeze being flowed through your car through a mini radiator that's the heater core. That's how it works. Any kind of hole in your radiator, you ain't got no heat. And you gotta shut off your car or you blow it up within minutes. You could freeze to death out here. So I don't care if you drive a Ferrari, a Lamborghini, a Linguini. I don't care what kind of car you got. That radiator or any kind of leak, any kind of accident that causes an antifreeze leak or oil leak, you will be in the outside cold. You'll just have a fiberglass shell of a something. And it's worse with the hypercars. They're not insulated. Newer cars got more insulation. If you're in a race car, your seat is so thin, some of them are plastic and barely got padding. Keep a blanket. Even if you got to kill your battery with a heated blanket, if your car engine's already messed up and your car's already beat, the last of your worries is having a battery. But make sure your phone stays charged, but you could use an electric blanket to keep yourself warm if you know that the police and fire department and all that is coming after you, right? Those things are $19 at the truck stop. Cigarette lighter plug, they plug right in. This is all about keeping you warm. You know, people, I don't know what to say. I see it every day. There's no reason for it. Knowledge can be spread. You should teach everybody. You know, you can't beat this weather. This weather will beat you. There's no winner, you know. But like I said, if you got a truck, if you ain't got an APU, you got about the same thing going on. Keep you a jumper pack, battery pack in your truck, because you got room for one. Keep a couple. You might even be able to jump off a car and then charge it again with your power inverter. And you know, you can jump off a bunch of people like that, one after another. Or at the very least, a lot of them have USB ports. You get them at Walmart, so you can infinitely charge a cell phone for like a few days. I don't know what to say, but they got good fries at this truck stop, man. These things are pretty good. I need some food. I got coffee. I'm gonna be starting my day. And stay off 80, man. It's garbage. I'm just saying, because I'm gonna be on it, but it's kind of, you know, plan your day. Go to Miami, people. Take something from Texas to Miami right now. I wasn't worried about it because I was just rolling. But usually, I plan around this stuff. I plan to be completely around. I mean, if there's a, look, you see this? That's a bobcat full of snow, and he still ain't even hit the ground yet. He's almost there. Oh, I almost see pavement. Every time me to quit being lazy and get back to work. Look. He's almost got a straight path. If they keep working, they might have this cleaned up, make it look like I'm just being lazy. Man, let's try some alcohol. Hold tight. See, alcohol will melt stuff on the windshield. It's getting it too. That's what I'm talking about. I'll get out there and scrape it in a bit. But I put, turn that off here, in my spray bottle. Oh, we got a guy coming by. He's fixing to be famous. Everybody wants to be in my videos. So, it's not a Sasquatch. He's wearing a jacket. So anyway, I put rubbing alcohol, 1/4 of a bottle for every gallon. You can go ahead and add it if you messed up and you didn't buy any of this stuff, and you got the regular, it might freeze and probably will, washer fluid in your fill box. Add 1/4 of a bottle to a 1/2 a bottle if you got 2 gallons in there. For every gallon, you're going to add a 1/4 of a bottle. If you're in a car, it's probably going to hold a gallon. If you're in a big truck, it's going to hold 2 gallons. So for a car, 1/4 of a bottle of rubbing alcohol in there with it, and it will not only keep it from freezing, but it's such a good product against anything being frozen that it will melt the stuff that's already on your windshield. The stuff that's good down to -10 or whatever is not good enough to really melt the stuff off your windshield. So I added a little bit of alcohol. I added probably about 1/8 of a thing this time, even just the 2 gallons of -20 that I had, just to give them a little kick. But I'll add more, and it would have worked a lot faster. But it's, I mean, this is not bad right here. It's getting it off. That's just so I can be lazy and I ain't got to get out there and scrape too much. So, look, when we started this thing, I had nothing. Anyways, good fries and good coffee to you people. I hope you're doing good. I won't be on here much longer. Anybody want to say anything, go ahead. I'm doing my job. Bobcat Scraper Dude, he's doing his job. That reminds me that, little scraper bucket. So, anyway, we'll have this all scraped up. He won't be done until tomorrow sometime. I'll be out of here in no time. I don't need him to scrape off in front of me. I'm good to go. I was good to go when I started, but I gotta scrape my windshield off. I want everything clean. I want everything off my mirrors, everything off my taillights before I get rolling. And like I said, I go ahead and I have a spray bottle of Windex, and I add rubbing alcohol to that. So ammonia is already good in real Windex, the real kind, but I add rubbing alcohol to it, and I'll clean off my taillights with that. And it's amazing how much better you can see my truck. I even get the DOT reflective tape off the mud flaps. I go there with that. Because in blowing snow and it looks like snow, Star Trek or something, people can't see anyway. They need all the reflectivity that you got. I even clean off my reflectors and a DOT tape. So it don't help to do that, or don't hurt to do that on the side of your trailer, especially when you're crossing roads. All them little pieces of DOT reflective tape are already nasty. They're obscure. Lights don't hit them that well unless somebody's running bright lights. And so you're crossing a road, you look like a bridge and they go under you. It's the dangest thing. So I don't know what else to say. Stay safe, people. You know, stay warm. That dude's even got a heater in that thing, by the way. It's all boxed in, glassed in. But I didn't wear my super pants. All I'm wearing is the military, the winter military. So they're not the 100% cottons. They're the polyester or polyester blend. But out here, I really should have had on my super pants. I really should have. It was freaking cold. I went from here to where that dude's going. And you're about to see in a minute how far it is to walk and how long it takes him. You can just about time it and be like, okay, yeah, because this fuel out box here, this place is closed. Oh, is he coming over? Here's a dude videoing right now. Yeah. These guys light on. He's to the right. There's a dude to the right that was just videoing his truck doing some kind of live chat with somebody or something. He's going to come across the stream from the right, walking over to the building. Well, see, this is what we got to do. See him? We have to walk, and that building is closed. So you can't just walk over there and get coffee. You got to walk all the way to the truck stop. It's probably 2 city blocks, maybe 3, to get over there. And then as far as food, they got like corn dogs and fries and that funky pizza with the chicken and the stuff on it, and that's what I'm eating right now. I appreciate the like. So yeah, this is what we're dealing with, and like I said, I'm gonna venture out in it. Shouldn't be an issue. I was in worse condition last night because I had an empty trailer and the wind was kicking my butt. Now the wind does push on me a little bit in this truck, but I feel it better. You don't feel what's going on with the trailer as much until it's really starting to rip on you. And then you really gotta, and I don't recommend using high Jake brakes, but I will say this. I won't tell nobody to do this because 10 people will argue with me. 100 people will argue with me. Then 1,000 people will say, why would you use Jake brakes in the snow or ice? Well, let me tell you, if you're on low stage Jake brake, it is less friction reduction than hitting your brakes in some cases. Now, these new ABS systems are actually, I want to say better, you know. It all depends. But yes, I've used my low stage. I'd say from the next to the highest to the next one down from that. If you got 3 stage, we're talking 2 or 1. So 1 is kind of helpful. 2 is really helpful. 3 is too much. If it's just a 3 stage, it's too much back compression. It almost locks up your wheels on ice. Okay, I say almost, or could. So you'll get used to it. You'll learn how to do things, but older style brakes lock up. So if you got like a 90s model, older style brakes will lock up. They don't have ABS. These newer ones do a little something different with the fluttering, and that's different. But I've got the, I mean, this is a brand new truck off the assembly line. I got everything. So it's steering assist. It steers itself. Craziness where you hit the brakes and it flutters with ABS, but also if you lose traction while you're giving it pedal, it's got 2 different systems. One is the automatic traction control system, and then the other is I've got 8-wheel drive. So I'm going to be running an 8-wheel drive all night because I'm not running at highway speed. It's a nominal difference on how much fuel you use. Okay, just a little bit. So be mindful of that. But it's worth it. So I'm running 8-wheel drive, automatic traction control, ABS, the steering assist, all that, which that can be a nightmare. I turned it off in the ice and snow. I turned that off because it stops your full control. Okay, and then Jake stage 2. So do how you want to do. I don't care what you do. I know I made it through last night, and I watched 2 other trucks bite the dust, and the one that actually whipped around and hit the Swift, I did not visually see the accident happening, but I saw the aftermath of it just after, and that was crazy. Not gonna do it out his spot. It's chess. That's what it reminded me of, was chess. You smooth in with one piece and knock the other one out of its block into another block, and then you pick it up. That's what happened to Swift last night. So that Swift guy was doing his job. He didn't do nothing wrong, and he got in an accident when he wasn't even moving. So I'm just gonna say this. I talk a bunch of mess about Swift. That Swift driver didn't do anything wrong, mostly because he was sitting still. No, but for real, nobody should blame that. That guy should have a new truck tomorrow. They better get him a new truck. They better not give him no kind of a hard time about it either. And they'll probably make him have a drug test and probably make him be out of work for a little bit just because he was involved in an accident even though he wasn't moving. Watch that happen. They better put him up in a hotel. If he's not in a hotel right now with a hot tub and a big TV and a remote and a whole bunch of channels, then Swift sucks. So Swift, if you listening, you better take care of that guy because he didn't do nothing. He was chilling, okay? Like legit -5, whatever it was, chilling. And he was involved in an accident. So he's probably a good driver. They do have some good drivers, obviously, because for them to have so many trucks on the road, yeah, you see a bunch of wrecks with stupid stuff they do backing into people, but the other ones ain't doing it. And a lot of people just stay there long enough to get what they need for a year experience and then split and go make real money. So there's that. They got a high turnover rate. So there's that. You know, some companies just don't have dispatchers that know a whole lot about trucking, and it's not helpful, and that turns the driver off to that company, makes him want to split because he's like, this place is a joke. I just talked to a guy yesterday that I'm helping to find a different company, okay? Because he came to me saying, man, this place is a joke, and I was like, hey, look, if you need a home, I got you a home, bro. You know what I'm saying? So there's books in the truck stop in the back. You can find another place to go. That poor guy hauling coals, looking everywhere, trying to find a place to be. You know, that's how it works. If they ain't even got intel on what they're doing, you know, they need help. Let's see. What's this? Turned off by the snowball tree. Oh, okay then. Well, palm trees are better, but well, I just do my due, you know. I'm fixing to get going. I'm gonna be in it bobtail, but like I said, you know, let's see. Yeah, you don't have to be part of it. My plan is to get out of it. I just have to run over to Chicago real quick, run back to Iowa real quick, which that's gonna take me all day. You know, there's that. Grab the other one that goes to see palm tree, and then I see palm trees. So I put in my work, and then I see something nicer. But it's not even that great weather in some places. If this thing dips down, yeah, I got you, brother. So what I got going on, I'm just trying to get across, grab it empty so I can go pick up the load, so I can go where I gotta go, by that time, I will have made enough money to do what I'm trying to do. So, people, you know, we do what we have to, but don't let a company push you just because they say a load has to be at a certain time. It's better for it to be late than to be upside down in the ditch. I done seen them all last night. And I made it through with it empty because I had common sense enough to get down to, I was driving 35 miles an hour, and then I got down to 30. At one point I was doing 25. I don't care. Because if you're not getting traction, you're just fixing to spin out and lose it, you know. But the plan is roll, get it empty, roll, get a load, roll out of this snow, and then y'all can have it. You know what I mean? So all y'all people that's been off for the holidays, get back to work, and then don't be jealous of me when I'm chilling and it's warm and I'm showing you a beach or something. Let's see. I'm sitting on the couch bound by the beach in my new. Oh yeah, I will be. I got you. Have an awesome time. I gotta get off this thing. I got to go. So, people, that's your update. 80s garbage, but it's doable. Way better than last night. And don't be like Duke's a Hazard truck that knocked a piece off the freaking playing board. Let's see. Yeah, that's right. Keep the dirty side down and the shiny side up. Yeah, we try to teach them that. They don't always listen. You know, what can you do? But you see that how far the walk is just to the truck stop, and that's a warm place. If you are broke down in the middle of nowhere, there is no walk to a warm place. You're where you're at. So dress for the outside of where you're at. Bring bottled water, some food with you, a blanket, gloves, wool socks, all that jazz. And then you should have seen the dude running. You'd have to zoom in to have seen it. That was great. I mean, even from the fuel aisle to this place is a lot. So I'm gonna do my thing. People, I'm giving you a sideways view here. Yeah, that's part of this problem with my little plug. You see these people though trying to get from the fuel aisle over. It's something. But we need less wrecks on the road. Less people on the road causes less wrecks. So stay home if you can. Yep, I will be. And hopefully, everybody get where they need to go. And everybody have food. That's what I'm doing. I am the supply line. So, people, your supply line's still running. A lot of these people are shutting down because they're going to deliver tomorrow. They're in the places where they need to be. That's where we're at. It's where we need to be. So, God bless you. I'm getting off this thing so I can get somewhere else that I need to be. I'm out. Peace.